Good evening. It is New Year's Eve, and that's it. 2017 is over, and it's been a hell of a year. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christopher Lauer. This is the Brushfire Mind, and tonight we're gonna do a shortened show. I've missed you guys, but it's one of those days. It's one of those nights, and I suspect that most of you have better things to do tonight than to listen to me run my mouth. But I got a couple of things I want to say to you. So strap in and hang on for the Brushfire Mind. We're coming at you. All right, so 2017 has been a hell of a year. It's been a busy year. I've been busy as a squirrel trying to shit a pineapple since get-go. We started this year here at the Brushfire Mind. We started this year. You may remember those of you who've been watching us for a while. You may remember we had the shower curtain thing hanging behind my head, and that whole backdrop situation. We started with what we had. We built up. The studio has grown. I've actually got lights in here. The camera's where it should be. The resolution is up. We've really blown the channel out and improved our game this year. And a lot of that is the encouragement that we've gotten from the fans, from our viewers, from our subscribers. We're still tiny. We still need more people. We got to get the word out there. Got to get more people clicking that red button. But I want to say a huge thank you to those of you who have been watching the show all year, most especially to Lucas and Sharon, who have been with me for almost every episode. Thank you so much for being a part of this and tuning in to watch the show. Some things have made this year great. In my own life, there have been some fantastic things that I've done this year. I've gotten much more involved in actual filmmaking. Hopefully we'll be turning out some true Brushfire Mind originals. Look for those to be published on this channel. Plus, I'm launching this week I'm launching film.academy, www.philm.academy. And I didn't spell film with a PH just to be cutesy. The idea is that it's going to be a focus on film analysis from a philosophical perspective. Y'all know where my politics are. You know I like to talk about the politics. You know I like to examine the politics in film. But I'm going to be digging into kind of the philosophical, the really deep philosophy in films where it's meaningful and where it's well executed. Frankly, those would be my favorite to do. I don't know. I might actually have more fun picking apart films where they tried to get into some deep stuff and just fell on their faces. We'll see how that goes. But film.academy is coming at you. If you go to the website now, it's still my old Rangebox website. It's just a placeholder. But the actual film.academy website will launch later this week, and we'll start making those analysis films. Look for the magic couch and all that stuff. But so that's what I've been up to. Fantastic year. I am glad to be done with some of it because I did have a big chunk of this year, especially the last college semester. Many of you know I'm a veteran and I'm using my GI Bill to go back to college habitually. As far as I'm concerned, college is cheap entertainment, and I just love it. But this last semester was particularly trying. Just a tight schedule, not as much time with the family as I would have liked to have had. That said, sometimes you get enough time with the family. I just got back from 2 weeks of vacation, and good God, do I need a nap. I'm sure all of y'all can relate to that sometimes. When you're on vacation with your family, it's hard to just properly relax because you feel like you get this sensation that I've got this free time and I need to fill it with meaningful shit. And that's the thing, is when you try to cram a bunch of meaningful shit into a short period of time, what you're cramming in is literally meaningful shit. Useless, mindless garbage. The 2 weeks that I just spent with my in-laws was awesome. We went to Fort Leavenworth, not Fort Leavenworth. We went to Leavenworth, Washington. Spent a couple days up there, and man, I tell you what, there's this restaurant in Leavenworth. Shout out, major shout out to King Ludwig's. King Ludwig's. I am more than happy every couple of years to drop in and give them $30 for a hunk of pig. Oh my God. Whoo. Guys, it was worth the plane ticket and the restaurant tab for that ham hock alone. I go up there and I get that Schweinehaxen, and it is this ham hock that has been slow rotisserie roasted, and they drop it on a bed of rotkraut, sauerkraut, spätzle and potatoes, and it's just absolutely to kill for. Makes the trip every time. Oh, and then my stepfather-in-law and I started playing Borderlands 2, and I got to tell you, between Borderlands 2 and their obsession with Black Desert Online, I might just have to start a Twitch channel if I find this. If I've got time to play video games, I've got time to talk to you while I'm playing video games. So we'll see about that. I might just launch a Twitch channel where you see me shoot people and say the fuck word over and over again. I'm sure it'll be big. Now, like I said a little bit ago, it's gonna be a short show tonight. I could probably sit here and just run my mouth for an hour, but frankly, it's New Year's Eve, and I intend to celebrate the incoming New Year the way I usually do. I'm gonna go to bed. I don't stay up and watch the ball drop at midnight. I'm good. I'm good. I'm old, married. I got kids. I ain't got time for that shit. But let's talk about what made this year great. What made 2017 a great year? That's right, baby. The Trump. So he's been raked over the coals, just absolutely ramrodded as an ineffective president with no accomplishments to speak of because he didn't sign any laws. But wait a minute. What did Obama accomplish? Oh, the Democrats' favorite soy boy was the executive order czar of the century. So the Donald comes in with the mighty stroke of a pen, and here we go with the executive orders. And I tell you what, I bitched about it under Obama, and I'm not going to bitch about it under Trump. You'll hear me often talk about selective outrage. It pissed me off when Barack Obama did all this crap with the executive orders. Hey, Lucas, good to see you here. I hope you heard my heartfelt thank you to you and Sharon and the rest of you by name at the beginning of the show. If not, you should go back and watch it because I love you and I appreciate y'all watching. Anyway, I was highly critical of Obama and his executive orders. I was. And I am often one to talk about selective outrage. People, you see the lefties on Facebook every now and then. They go after Donald Trump's habit of playing golf, and then somebody will say, "Well, yeah, but where were you when Barack Obama was playing golf?" Well, it's different. No. That's the point. Is if you weren't pissed off about it then, you don't get to be pissed off about it now. It's not that we were pissed off about Obama wasting money playing golf, and then we weren't pissed off about Trump doing it. There's a huge difference. For one, the Donald owns the golf course. The Donald, that's his shit, right? I would really love to see some hard evidence on the numbers that they keep putting out there, because there's a lot of these lefties that are trying to tell us that Donald Trump has already spent more on golf than Obama spent in his entire 8 years. That may actually be true. But did he spend more taxpayer money? Because it sure isn't looking like it. But the executive orders. Here's the thing on the executive orders. Berrios' executive orders were criminal actions. He directed ICE not to enforce laws. He directed the, is it Title 9 or Chapter 9? Somebody who remembers help me out, but I think it's Title 9. The whole thing where essentially he used the power of the pen to direct colleges to suspend innocent until proven guilty and basic judicial practices, basic Miranda rights to men who were accused of sexual harassment or rape. They were denied due process. They were actively denied due process, and in many cases, once the due process was actually processed, turned out they did nothing wrong, and they were still ruined. They were thrown out of college. They were labeled as rapists and blah 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 blah. And the Donald came in and he said, "Nope, Title IX works the way it's supposed to work from now on. It doesn't do this ridiculous shit that it did there." And so you got a year of bad media saying that he hadn't done anything. Let's see. 4% GDP growth. The new tax plan will effectively destroy Obamacare. ISIS has been routed. Let me say that again. ISIS has been routed. That's incredibly significant. ISIS did not exist until Berrios was in place. Barack Obama created ISIS by being a poor leader and a poor commander-in-chief. We're now seeing evidence that Berrios actively ignored activities being conducted by Boko Haram, specifically to secure his Iranian deal, wherein he actively funded the nuclearization of Iran. I mean, Barack Obama has all but guaranteed that Iran will be a nuclear power. And soon, right? So we didn't have ISIS until we had Obama. He utterly failed to affect them. He murdered American citizens with drone strikes in the course of failing to affect them and funded their ascent. The Donald pops in, cuts loose Mad Dog Mattis, and in just a handful of months, ISIS is packing their shit and moving to Africa to try and regroup. They've been routed. And how were they routed? They were routed by the proper application of military force, the use of destructive, face-in violence of action, of merciless destruction of their territories and properties, and the unrelenting pressure of a soldier putting his boots in the mud and saying, "You will not pass." Mad Dog could give Gandalf a lesson or two. So, year in review. Guys, there's a couple of articles that have come out recently that I wanted to talk about tonight, but quite frankly, the decision that I made is they require too much time. So I'm gonna do them one at a time in separate videos. Gonna do one on the Times video tomorrow, if not later tonight. It's been a great year, and thank you all so much for being a part of it. Like I said, it's gonna be a short show, but I've got a big announcement. We cracked that threshold on subscribers. So now our channel is no longer youtube.com/stringorandomdigits. We are actually now youtube.com/c/the Brushfire Mind. That's big. That's something I've been hoping for and working for. And we kept just getting right there, just right, and boom, we got it. So that change actually happened today. So yeah. And a Happy New Year to you too, Lucas. Happy New Year to all you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful new year. Hope you spend time with your families tomorrow. Um, I'm I'm a Southern boy, and we have our tradition down here where we do black-eyed peas and collard greens on New Year's Day. So whichever one y'all are, whichever tradition y'all have where you are, it probably involves consuming cabbage or some other leafy green to represent dollar bills for prosperity going into the future. And hey, look for my fat ass on the treadmill too, because I, I haven't been back in a few months, and it's time to try again. But have a happy new year. Thanks for joining us on the show. Keep an eye out for Film.Academy. It'll be coming out later this week. And until next week, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I know I've only done about 20 minutes tonight, but until next week, if you build a man a fire, you'll keep him warm for the evening. And if you set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life. Good night. Oh. And I want to throw a special thank you out there to Cameron for picking up the slack while I was on vacation. I appreciate you, brother. Love you. Thanks for taking the time to do the show for us. You did a fantastic job, and I feel much more confident that I can leave the show to somebody else if I need to be somewhere, do something, or what have you. But anyway, so big thank you to Cameron for that. And again, I'll see you guys next week. Good night. Also, I really do want to try and get more stuff out there in the coming weeks and for the rest of this year. So that's my New Year's resolution to you guys is more Brushfire Mind, more bluffs, more clips, more shorts, and we will see you in a week. Good night.